Hello everybody, it's Soul. So today we have our cowbell, just clearing the energy as we get started here. And for our scent today, again, we have lemon sprint and spearmint. Yes, regulating. And then we also have a lavender balm, a lavender salve. So it's just some nice cream. If you have any lavender essential oil, I encourage you to apply it now and just really rub it in and get it in there. Okay, lovely. So today I want to see, we're tapping into the energy of what your friends think about you. So this is people already in your life that you see, maybe even coworkers, maybe even people you see in passing every day, but they definitely are your friend. Okay, and so the first card we have here is so unique. So unique. Like, you bring your own swag, you bring your own style, you bring your own aura to everything. And I'm hearing that you don't cut off parts of yourself to fit the mold. So you're very full and you just show up that way. And they fucking love it about you. So and unique. Exactly. And second, we have poet. So I feel like you're probably a really creative person. I feel like you're somebody who probably speaks at open mics or poetry slams, or you write poetry books, or you write poetry. Maybe online I'm getting content, I'm getting creative. But whatever you do, like, you are poetic, you are artistic. Oh, I said autistic there. That came out. And honestly, maybe, right? Like, maybe some neurodivergence in here. And what we know about that historically and, you know, statistically is that people who do tend to fall on the spectrum at one way or another are the most musical, the most artistic, the most expressive, the most creative people. Music producers, musicians, actors. I'm sure you can think of so many people who, maybe not actors, but you know what I'm saying? You can think of so many people who, actually, yes, actors, because ADHD, some of the best models, actors, musicians, all of them, right? They fall on the neurodivergent spectrum. And I think that's so important to remember. Like, it may just be the key. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. The fact that you even know that, and you're not out here judging people, but actually seeing where certain people's strengths are and acknowledging it, it leads people to see you as this wise person, this wise owl. Like, you have this knowledge about you. You have this knowledge about you that people recognize. Like, it can't come from anywhere besides having learned it yourself. It's not possible. They see that you have this wisdom, no matter what your age is. You just have this abundance of knowledge and wisdom about how the world works, about how you exist inside the world, about things that are for and not for you. And I'm hearing that people almost who want your perspective, even older people, might come to you and say, hey, what do you think about this? You know, because you're so self-assured that it just naturally reads as wise. You're not out here seeking a bunch of validation. You're not out here asking people for the next move before you move. I'm hearing that you find what the best move for you is deep within, and you act on it. And that, baby, that's the wisdom of an owl. You know, and owls are death omens, right? So it could be death of a superficial ego, or maybe a way of presenting yourself that doesn't align with you. And I think that you've gone through that. You've gone through that. And naturally, going through that process, it truly made you more natural to yourself. And when we talk about natural, we might talk about natural hair, natural nails, natural face, right? No makeup, no plastics, no surgeries, right? But I don't think it's just that surface level. I think it's your natural aura. I think it's your natural embodiment. I think it's your natural self. I think it's your natural intelligence. Like, your natural insides are showing on the outside. And so you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be the hair and the nails and the makeup, because those are so superficial, right? Like, sometimes we want to get those things done and step out and do that performance and live in that. And it's fun. And as feminine beings, that's our right. But when I say natural, you know, I do think you're a natural person body-wise, but I really think it's deeper than that. And I think it's more important than that. I think it's you're natural to yourself, and you've accepted your natural self outside of the societal lens of patriarchal views, maybe, even, you know, certain supremacy views. And I think it's very enticing to people, because not everybody has done that. And they see this, and this goes back to the wise owl, and the natural is just, you're this natural intelligence, and you have an extensive vocabulary. I'm talking about, people see you on the outside, they may think, oh, they're pretty, they're attractive, they're kind, they're whatever, they're smart, surface level, but then they have a conversation with you, and they're like, who the did I just talk to? Literally, who am I talking to? How does this person know so much stuff? Who is this person? And why are they speaking to me like a college professor? Like, are they an English major? Like, what's going on? Why? Right? You might scroll on their social media, you might see like an English paper on there. You right, they might have a Substack. I feel like you have a Substack, like you write poetry, or you're thinking of getting a Substack. That's important for somebody. You are very poetic. And let's see what else your friends are saying about you, because your friends have a lot to say. And what they see by hanging out with you is that you are ultra resourceful. And not in a slimy way, I'm hearing, like, not in a using people type of way. Like, there are some people that, you know, may take this the wrong way. They may do things like, I don't know, for example, maybe go on like a dating app for means of like getting food, or like getting their car fixed, or like getting instrument lessons, or getting a photo shoot like for free. You know what I mean? Like, they might kind of operate in that way where they kind of blur the lines between like what that person was offering and what they're taking. You know what I mean? And like searching for resources in ways that might make others feel a certain way. But you, when you're resourceful, you're like, no, these are available to me. Like, this is like exactly what this resource is meant for. Like, this was built for people like me, and I'm going to use it because I fit the description. And I'm feeling like when there are resources available, you know, in a way that honors you and honors the person giving the resources, you're like, you're so more than okay with receiving, and you're grateful to receive those resources, and you use them strategically. I'm hearing that you use them to multiply your money. You use your money, and right, we're just using resources as a blanket term for, right, money is just in that, right, it's just energy that we exchange to show that we have value and that we value others, right? It's our currency. It's a bartering system at this point because it's not backed by anything, right? It's literally just psychological exchange of energy. And I'm hearing that people see this, that you know how to do that exchange, and they respect it because you respect yourself in how resourceful you are. Yeah. And they think you have multicultural currency. Whoa. Back to the currency and the money. This is something that not a lot of people have, this multicultural currency. It is something that is extremely rare, and it's extremely high value in terms of authenticity, in terms of curiosity, right? Because curiosity, love, understanding, compassion, respect for other cultures is operating out of the highest frequencies you can operate out of. So when you do that, I'm hearing like people in other countries could like let you come stay with them, like you travel the world just by this multicultural currency. Like, people that you meet, they respect you, and you invite them in and they invite you in, and it leads to this world of exploring new worlds. It really unlocks the world for you when you have this empathy and understanding and curiosity and courage, and to understand multiple cultures outside of your own Or maybe if you're multicultural, if you're a mixed ethnicity, if you grew up with two different cultures in your family, this is something that is so rare and unique. And a lot of people will try to minimize it, especially if they came from one culture that they know of, right? And that they live out of, value-wise and belief-wise and lifestyle-wise. They can't sometimes comprehend that somebody can have multiple, I'm hearing even 2, 3, 4 multi-ethnicities in them, right? And some people just can't comprehend that. But that is something that is so rare, and it is of such a high currency in this world, because you can fit into so many different rooms. And not just fit, you can bridge them together. It is very, very important. And they see that about you. And they're like, I'm gonna stay with her because whatever room we go into, she's gonna know how to, you know what I'm saying, make friends, meet people, just exchange good energy. And that's why they say you are living in your truth. Even if your truth is like something that others might read as taboo, right? Whether that's like sexuality, religious, spiritual beliefs, occult beliefs, like the way you make money, right? I'm just saying that there's something super unique about you that a lot of people are terrified to do. They won't even acknowledge that part of themselves or admit that it's there, right? Like, they just cover it up and they're like, oh, let me go, work this job that XYZ told me, that my parents told me, that school told me, that my grandparents did, and let me just, follow the strict rules so I can stay in the family, so I can stay with the generational wealth, so I can stay being supported and never venture out and never stray and just do what they want from me, right? And a lot of times that comes at the expense of this person's authenticity, their confidence, their self-love, their self-worth, their self-belief, their self-esteem, their self-trust. It gets very deep, and the longer that they hide their truth, the harder it gets to come out of it. And we see it every day. So when people see that you're living in your truth, especially if there's somebody who lives in their truth, they're like, yes, finally. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh my God, can I be around this person all the time? They want to be around you all the time. Yeah. Right, because you're a pretty princess. I love this card. Because you're literally a pretty princesa. Like, like in Mexican culture, like quinceañeras on their 16th birthday, on their 15th birthday, like, literally, if you see those dresses, how big, how grand, it's like a wedding and a birth and a burial and the same ceremony. It's beautiful. And they look like princesses. If you ever see them, they're real life princesses. Their dresses are so big and voluptuous and they're just amazing. And I'm getting that these people see you as a princess. Like, they imagine you in their head in that gown, right? In that long flowing gown and that long poofy gown, like taking up space. Like, I could see you in nature, maybe like frolicking with the animals. Like, I think animals love you. I think babies love you. I think mothers love you, right? And we know mothers have such a keen sense of like safety for their children. So if somebody allows you around their animals, I'm hearing like animal caretaker, nanny, babysitter, they know that you're a good, trustworthy human, because they don't play. So that is like the highest regard, and people hold you to that highest regard of trust and respect. And I'm hearing that you have this niche knowledge. So this is kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier about the neurodivergence, and I hear that like you have some super niche knowledge. Like, you could talk to people and they think like, oh, she's so pretty, he's so pretty, they're so pretty. And then you open your mouth and you talk about this niche topic and they are like, what in the world? Where did they get this from? Like, how do they know this? Like, literally, how did they get this knowledge? Like, I'm hearing very specific things about nature. Like, maybe the specific name of the smell of the rain when it comes down and the bacteria that it produces. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe even about the smell of the grass when you cut it, which is actually not a smell, it's actually a sound that they're emitting, but because of our different sensory organs, we smell it when they are making sound. It's so weird, right? Like some niche shit that you're just like, what? Like maybe it's like knowing that like shrimp can see a variety of different colors that humans and other animals literally cannot even register. They can't even see them, right? And we just like eat them. Like I'm just hearing some like very niche things about nature that you're just like, what in the world are you talking about? But you're like, oh my God, I'm here for it. And then they go home and they research it and they're like, holy crap, like that person was right. They really like, who are they? Like, and it doesn't even have to be about nature. Like, I just think it's about anything that you have an interest in, because I feel like throughout your life, you've had like moments where you get really deep into one topic and you just research and you study and you listen. Maybe even with musical artists, like where you get super engrossed in the band or the musician and you go watch all their interviews and all of their music and learn about them and read about their story. And, you know, it's really, really cool. This is a superpower. Yeah. But with all of that knowledge, they still think that you're so soulful. They think you're so cool. They think you're so awake and youthful and exuberant and vibrant and bouncy. I'm getting bouncy. Like, you go on the dance floor and you got a little bounce to you. Like, you don't just like mosey on. Like, you got to bounce. Like, you are soulful and it's exuding out. People can see it in your hair, the way you carry yourself, your outfits. I'm hearing your socks. Like, you wear really fun socks. Oh, I love this. And that's the thing. Your friends love this too, because they're like, you give me hope. Like, if you exist, that means that good people, like genuine people who still operate out of love in the world, really exist still. Like, it's not a lost art form. Like, we still exist. And it makes them so hopeful for the rest of the world. Like, oh my God, I hope more people become like this. I hope more people exude this energy. Because you're so soulful and you're so intelligent and you're so kind. But at the same time, what they're saying about you is that you have a sleeper build. Ooh, so I'm getting like you're really strong. Maybe an athlete, maybe a previous athlete. Maybe you grew up in sports or grew up running or grew up in basketball, volleyball, soccer, track. And they think that this is the coolest thing ever because you look weak. I'm getting maybe you're really tall, maybe you're really skinny, maybe you're really short. And they think like everyone thinks because you're so bubbly, so kind, maybe you have long curly hair or bangs. I'm getting someone has bangs here, or colored tips or colored hair. They're like, oh, this is such a nice person. Like, they would never be strong. Like, they would never have that bark with the bite. You know what I'm saying? The bite with the bark. They would never have that. But then they get to see you in action and they're like, why is this person really strong? Like, have you ever seen a really tall, skinny guy? Have you ever dated one? And then you're like, this is the strongest person I've ever met. And they look like a freaking stick. How? And then you see that their muscular build is lean muscle and you can't even see it. Those are the scariest people because you never know what you're getting into. Seriously. Right? And it could be with something else too. Okay, hey. You never know what you're getting yourself into at all. You're just like, hey, like, are you like able to like, you know, severely injure somebody? Like, I'm hearing jujitsu, I'm hearing boxing, I'm hearing Pilates, like those sports that are super humble, but they could really just like, they could really do some damage. And I could see them being like, I just don't want to get into an altercation with you because I have discovered that you're actually a lot stronger than you look. And I don't want nothing to do with that. So they almost watch themselves around you. And it's so funny. They're like, oh, I ain't gonna mess with her. I ain't gonna mess with him. I ain't gonna mess with them today. I love it. Absolutely. And that's what they say when you leave. I feel like you're so funny. And people are just like, absolutely. Especially your friends, when they're around you, they're just like, girl, absolutely. I know that's right. Like, absolutely. Like, you just have them saying that because you're so real and so honest, but so strong and awake that it's like, you have no choice but to respect it. Like, absolutely. That's the only thing I can say to you. Absolutely. And what they're saying next is that you're so kind. Your friends think you're so kind. They love to spend time with you. They love to see you. I'm seeing azúcar down here, which is sweetheart, you know, in Spanish, and like sugar, sweetheart, right? It's a term of endearment. Also sometimes a cat call, but they think you're so kind and so loving and just like this bright light that they just want to protect you, even though they know that you got the sleeper build, but they still want to protect you because they don't ever want you to have to show it. They protect your time, your energy. I'm hearing if you guys ever go out, if you plan something, like if you cook, they clean, like it's very balanced. It's very much like they want to be there for you and love you, and they want you to accept it. They want you to accept it. And here, going back to that sleeper build once again, Atletico, like I get to see you being in public and people just walk by, especially like tias or like older women or older men, and just be like, whoa. I'm hearing you grab the cases of water in the store and you have proper form. And people are like, Atletico, like they might walk by and be like, whoa, she's strong, or like they might give you a look where it's just like, dang, you're athletic.